how to smell good all the time. A lot of people want to make sure they smell immaculate, perfect, every second of every day. And you can accomplish that, you just have to take a few steps to make it there. And really the first step is shower, of course, take a bath, take a shower. Of course there are a variety of different soaps and cleansers and shampoos and conditioners. I am a personal enthusiast of bars of soap. I like to go into TJ Maxx or whatever and find the most interesting looking bars of soap. I'm a particular fan of goat's milk. I don't know. I just like the lather, the smell. But in general, soap's gonna be your foundation of smelling nice. And it doesn't really matter what type of scent you get, because any scent, will be nice, most likely. And it doesn't matter necessarily whether it's a bar of soap, liquid soap, or really anything else. In my, I suppose, experience, I prefer to make sure whatever smells I'm using complement each other. Because, you could use a sandalwood, musky bar of soap, and then later on put on a very sweet, sugary perfume. That would kind of counteract what you're trying to go for. The good news is that a lot of fragrance brands, for example, Chanel, they produce soap that already has the exact fragrance of a perfume that they have. I saw on Chanel's website they had a bar of soap with the Chanel No. 5 scent already kind of infused in it. And of course they also sell the liquid perfume Chanel No. 5. So if you used the bar of soap and then later on used the perfume, you would be compounding that scent, which is ideal if that's what you want to go for. And another example is Youth Dew by Estee Lauder. Youth Dew actually was not originally a perfume, but instead a bath oil. And women back in the 50s would put in this, marinate in this bath oil. They also had a powder, a scented powder as well, body powder. But yeah, if you put, you compound a certain scent, it's definitely going to last a lot longer than just using one variation of that scent. Of course, sometimes that's not always possible. A certain fragrance might not have, a soap version or a perfume version, or, that sort of thing. But in general, if you stick with the main genre, citrus or musk or rose, you stick within that family, then that will be easier to compound the scent that you're going for. And of course you can switch it up. Sometimes certain notes do go well with each other, like musk might go well with a woody fragrance, or citrus might go well with a green fragrance, that sort of thing. But start in the shower, start in the bath, choose a nice soap or whatever. Same with the shampoo and conditioner, that really, once your hair smells nice, it'll waft. You'll have a nice smell wherever you go. And you could also use certain leave-in conditioners, hairsprays that also leave a nice scent. Then, after the shower, putting on lotion is very helpful because, of course, a lot of lotions are scented. This is not to say that you always have to get scented fragrances or scented lotions, because sometimes that can be irritating to some people's skin. But, it depends on your skin type. But, of course, putting on a scented lotion will make you smell good. But you could also put on unscented lotion and then put perfume on top of that. Because when you put perfume on top of lotion, the perfume is going to stick around for longer, and it's just going to, increase the longevity and the performance of that fragrance. So it's really pretty much always better to put on lotion before you put on any sort of fragrance, because it just makes it easier for the perfume to stick to your skin. Then, whether or not you use scented lotion, it doesn't really matter, unless you're really trying to make sure everything you put on your body is scented. You could also think about how you apply your fragrance. Putting it on pulse points like your neck, for instance, is very important, because the heat of your own skin is going to express the perfume oil in the fragrance. But you could also put it on your clothes. because obviously the fibers in your clothes are going to very easily absorb anything you put on it, especially perfume oil in general. And those are pretty much the main ways you could smell good just all the time. Reapplying your fragrance is also important, depending on its longevity. Some fragrances you don't really need to because they'll last 8, 9, 10 hours, those really strong ones, versus maybe more crisp and light perfumes or citrusy green perfumes. They probably will only last a few hours instead of all day, so you may have to reapply them throughout the day. And that's fine as long as you have a nice little vial or a bottle to take with you. But I personally prefer very long-lasting perfumes just because they're more convenient. But it doesn't really matter if you have just a small convenient vial of fragrance to go with you. And then of course deodorant, that's a good one. And you could stay out of the sun, the heat. If it's 95 degrees, it's not really gonna matter too much how you prepare yourself to smell good, because once you go into the heat, once you start sweating and it's humid, or even if it's dry heat, the heat's gonna destroy you. Your fragrance is not going to last in the heat. So even if you're only outside for a few minutes, if it's really hot, it's the middle of summer, you do have to be careful about that. But other than that, because heat is the main kind of antagonist, the main villain of fragrances, if it's not very hot where you live, or if you often are in air conditioning, you won't have to worry about that. And of course, exercising, that would also destroy your fragrance. But besides those two things, you should be pretty good to go once you put on everything you need to put on. And that's pretty much all I have to say. All my tips for how to smell good throughout the day. If you have any opinions about this topic, you can leave those down in the comment section below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.